there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing, and today we're going to be taking a look at a small box game called Board Game Cafe Frenzy. Best Board Game Cafe Ever card game from The Wood Games. Looks like 2 to 5 players from 30 to 60 minutes. In Board Game Cafe Frenzy, players compete to create the most profitable board game cafe through the play of the cards. The game is divided into 2 phases, preparation and store opening. And in order to win, you need to meet customer needs, pay attention to the strategic positioning of your competitors, and find the right timing in order to make your cafe come out ahead. Well, let's take a look inside this small box card game about running a board game cafe. This is something that you're seeing more and more of, our board game cafes. I don't think I've seen a game about it before, but here we've got our deck of cards, which I'll take a look at in a moment. Let's take a quick look at the rule book here. Okay, we talked a little bit about the objective already. We've got our component list. And we've got our setup here, okay? And it looks like it's going to be primarily based around your cards, as it says right there. You're going to be returning cards to the box depending on player count. You've got a whole component reference guide here, and you've got an example set up for 3 players. In gameplay, the gameplay is in 2 phases, as I said before. On the back of the box, it mentioned the preparation phase and the store opening phase. Scoring occurs at the end of each phase. The player who accumulates the most coins at the end of both phases wins. So, preparation phase, 10 rounds to the game. All right, at the start of the round, you draw cards equal to the number of players. It looks like in a 2-player game, you are going to kind of have a robot or an AI player, so you would have 3. Then you purchase cards in turn order, and you receive rewards. You determine the new turn order. And then you've got a scoring after all 10 rounds. Looks like based on most Wi-Fi cards, you've got to have Wi-Fi in your board game cafe. Well, that's common sense, isn't it? And then you've got 10 rounds of a store opening phase. You play a card from your hand here. The cards are then resolved, and you may choose to use an action disc. And it goes into more detail about the playing of the cards. This looks to be the kind of the meat of the game, this part of it here, because there's a lot more description on what can be done. And then you've got an end of game scoring, which looks to be based off of, again, Wi-Fi and other aspects based off of the cards. You've got tiebreaker rules, and then you've got determining the winner. You also have a 2-player game variant. You've got a family game, which is a faster, lighter game. And then you've got an advanced mode, which looks to be taking it a little bit more of a strategic direction. You've also got a short game as well. There's one more rule book that we'll go past there. Let's take a look at the cardboard components before we get to the cards. We've got a number of cardboard action tiles, I believe they called them in the rule book. Okay. There's a whole lot of those. They pop out very easily, so I'm just going to show some more of them to you here without punching them out, because they want to punch out on their own. It looks like we've got some cardboard. They almost look like poker chips, but they're cardboard, so they're not really poker chips. All right. More of our cardboard components here. Here. And here. Double-sided, but they appear to be basically the same thing on both sides. And then what looks to be the main component of the game, which are these cards. So let's take a look at these cards. Board Game Cafe cards. Here we go. All right. So they've got a nice illustration here at the top, and then at the bottom is where it looks like it's going to tell you what the card can do. I don't know if these are action descriptions. You've got a board game here, obviously. You've got some lovely beverages along with board games there. And obviously there's a lot more going on in these cards than I have been able to parse out just through a quick glance through the rule book. But I do like the art. I like the aesthetic of the game. Just based off of this looks like perhaps a scoring kind of player aid for the scoring. All right. This, I assume, are going to be customer demands. It looks like maybe he wants Wi-Fi, perhaps a card game, maybe one with dice. Yeah, this pretty clearly looks to be customer demands, these cards. Cooking Meeple, Scrunch House, Heaven Cafe. These are going to be your starting cards. So you would be taking on one of these cafes. Perhaps you're the Heaven Cafe. Perhaps you're the Cooking Meeple. Perhaps you're Meeple Soup. All right. So those look to be the starting cards. Well, it's an interesting idea, an interesting theme for a small box card game, Board Game Cafe Frenzy. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.